And here we go. We are actually back. I know it has been a very long time. I think it's been about 3 months at least since my last live session. But today I said it is time to rebuild the studio, to rebuild the setup. Took me quite some time to figure it all out. So let me just ask first off, um, can you guys hear me? Is the audio actually audible? Because I'm not so sure about that. Like I said, I'm just tweaking all the settings. Please let me know if you're watching this. Uh, if you can hear me, if the audio is good, if it's loud enough, if it's understandable, because otherwise I don't want to start off. Hello, Elizabeth. Good to see you again. Welcome back. What's up, Majestic Nature? It has been quite some time, but here we are. So, as you all know, I left my apartment um, about what month are we now? March. Oh, 3 months ago. And I hadn't done a live since. I was in Costa Rica for 3 weeks. I was in Mexico City for a week. I hope you guys saw the vlogs. And now it is time to commence yet another new chapter in this channel's book. We're bringing back the Tell Me Your Problems, and I'll do my best to offer input, to offer advice, and at the very least, offer a listening ear. So the idea is to make these lives about you guys, about what you guys are going through, and hopefully we can come together as a community and try to figure some stuff out and try to really get to the bottom of some things. Can someone confirm that you can hear me? Because I'm not sure. I'm just looking at all my little panels and stuff, but yeah, I think obviously the video is working, but I'm not sure that the audio is working. So I just need you guys to um, try and confirm that for me, please. Majestic Nature. I've been watching your vlogs for a long time, and it's pretty comforting. Thank you, Majestic. I appreciate that. I really need some advice about school. It's been pretty complicated. Well, go ahead. That's why we're here. Describe it to me. Explain it to me. What's the situation? And I'll do my best. Stiggy. No problems. Just love. Shout out from Japan, Benzo. Stiggy, dude. You've been traveling for so long, man. I don't know how you do it. I was traveling for less than a month, and I was pretty damn tired of it near the end. But dude, why is everybody ignoring my request? Just can one person tell me if you can hear me? I don't know. That would be helpful. Audio working, a lot of echo. Thank you. We can finally work with that. Okay, a lot of echo. Right. Give me 1 second, okay? Thank you, man. Freedom the road. Thank you for actually helping me out, okay? Okay. Is it less echo now? Is there less echo now? Please let me know. Alicia Conja, I'm worried. I am worried about I don't have molar from one side of my lower jaw. I'm not sure what you mean. You don't have molar? Is that like a tooth? Can you try to rephrase that? Majestic. Everyone at my school doesn't seem to like me, and I got quiet or rejected a lot every time I joined something. Okay, got you. How old are you, Majestic? Are you male? Are you female? What kind of school do you go to? Still a lot of echo, but I wouldn't worry about it. Echo. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. Is it better now? Is there is it less echo now? And thanks a lot once again, Majestic Nature, for helping me out. I do. It's better. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, man. I'm so glad to hear that. Majestic Nature. I'm a female in high school. Okay. So everyone at my school doesn't seem to like me, and I got, yeah, like I know what you mean. They're not necessarily bullying you, but they're just like nobody wants to be your friend, and nobody wants to sit with you, and nobody wants to, they're just like, I'm not gonna bully you, but I'm also not gonna be your friend and like actively be good to you. How much longer do you have to go in high school, Majestic Nature? Are you just getting started, or do you still have like 5 years to go? So, as I await some more information, I'm just gonna start off by saying, I'm a big believer of perspective. That is what's gotten me to the point where I am today. Um, I just got started last year with high school. Okay, right. Okay, so the con of that is that you still got 5 years to go, but you already knew that. The pro of that is there's still so much opportunity to change. Like between the first year of high school and the last year of high school, the dynamics will change so much. Like some people, they are more mature earlier, their bodies change, stuff changes, personality change. Um, but even if it doesn't, and I want to get back to what I was saying about perspective, the main thing that you need to understand is I wholeheartedly believe, and this is all just me, my theory, and looking back on my life and looking back on other people's life, the single hardest time of one's life in modern day society is high school. You will never face a harder time than the time that you're in now. I can wholeheartedly guarantee you that. Like, obviously, that's not talking about like if you get sick, if you get cancer, stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying like when you're a teenager, you are at your most insecure. You're no longer a child. You're not an adult. You're just in between trying to find yourself, and you're incredibly insecure. We all were, and a lot of us still are. And in high school, it's like you got to figure this stuff out, right? But let me just tell you, if you can just make it through these next 5 years and figure out a way to make it work for you, like all the people that I know that are successful and that really made it in life and that has a really good adult life are people that did not have a good time in high school. People that had a good high school experience usually they're not prepared for the shitstorm that is adult life. They had it easy in high school because they looked good, because they were usually good at sports, because they were social and popular. But none of that stuff counts in the real world, aka adult life. All the people that got bullied in high school, all the people that didn't have friends in high school, all the people that were considered ugly and unattractive in high school, they all went on to have a chip on their shoulder in adult life and they had a fire under their ass. They were motivated to really make the best of their adult life. Because that's when you finally get to do what you want. Because if you're in high school, you're kind of it's kind of like a jail. It's kind of prison. Like you got nowhere to go, and if you don't have friends and stuff like that, it's hard. You feel bad. Also, the emotions that you're experiencing right now, they're never gonna be more harsh and vivid, and they'll never impact you more than they're doing now. Human emotions are like basically a chef's knife. It will get blunt over time. That's a good thing and a bad thing. Like I remember when I was in high school, I was so emotional. Like just music would do things to me. It was like a literal drug. Like I could just music could take me places, and I'm sad to say that kind of goes away over time. Obviously, I still like music, and it can still affect me, but it's not the same. The same with love. The same with everything. Like all the stuff you're feeling, the good and the bad, it's gonna kind of like dumb down. Like you're gonna get more numb to it as you progress with age. So I know you're thinking right now you're not feeling good and you're feeling bad. Like I wish I could stop feeling, but trust me, you don't want that. Okay. So my conclusion, my advice to you is try to understand, try to adopt a helicopter view of the situation and try to understand that your life is never going to get harder than this. If you can make it through this, you can make it through anything. I'm dead serious. Again, have empathy. All the people that are right now winning in high school, all the popular kids, all like they're gonna be fucked when adult life is. I've seen it so many times because they think it's always gonna come easy. They think they're always gonna have it. It's like you see that also with people that grew up in villages and they move to a city. Like it's always like, like the good looking guys or the good looking girls in the city, the jocks, the prom queens, that type of stuff. When they move to the city, they realize, holy shit, like there is a million other really handsome, talented people just like me, and then they're no longer special. And usually they have a very hard time coping with that. And those usually are the ones that end up just mesmerizing about the high school days, the past, and talk about it used to be better back when I was young. If you are 25 and you're nostalgic and about your high school period, that's a really bad sign. It means that you peaked too soon. So, majestic nature, please understand. All you have to do is keep making it to the next day, keep surviving, work on yourself, join the gym. Like really understand all those people that are right now making you feel bad and don't make you don't let you fit in. They're just kids. They don't know any better. They're kids. There's they're petrified to also get left out. So that's why they're doing that to you. They're just scared. They're not that important. What's up, Marley? LSR. Why do people have nicknames like that? What am I supposed to do with this? LSRSLT. Like I don't even know how to pronounce that, man. Okay, now I'm curious. I thought high school was supposed to be the best time of your life. Hell no. High school is torture. High school, like, because you don't know, you're not weaponed to go to that war. They're just throwing you in this social pit. But you're super insecure because you don't know who you are. You're a literal child just trying to figure out who you are. And then here comes social dynamics. Trust me, once you're an adult, you get so much easier. Like I'm 34 now. Like you think I care that much about what people say and think? It's like, come on, you know. I can wholeheartedly say, and I know not everyone is like me, but I'm like the concept. Like I used to be scared of people, if that makes sense. Like in various ways. Like that's gone. After some time, you just understand. Like there's no reason because everybody else is scared too. It's just about figuring it out. Lewis, thank you, man. That's good. That's better. Marley, hey, bro, what would you say about unrequited love? Unrequited? Why do we fall for people who don't like us back? How do we get over it? Why have people worshipped the sun since the dawn of mankind? Because it leaves us every single day. If it didn't, we would all hate the sun. That's just human nature. We love like life is really just about mainly understanding why you feel and do certain things and then rising above it, analyzing it, being rational about it, and then you can just kind of like grow from that. Like that's how I've always approached it. Like I used to be obsessed with all the girls that didn't want me, until I finally realized why. And as I got older and as I got better at conquering women and as I got just better at selling myself and I had those women that I thought would make me complete. I realized, oh, they're just also people, and they all have a bunch of issues, and they're not. I wasn't really into them. I was just into the fact that they rejected me. So there you go. Um, I feel overwhelmed with my life. I'm unemployed with low self-esteem. 24 years old girl. Dojin Poor or Dojin Poor. Um, you're 24, right? Like a big mistake that we all make is like we call people adults at age 18. We're not adults at age 18. We're not even adults at age 24. So that's not really, you're not going to really understand who you are and what you want like until your early 30s. in those cases. So you got so much time left, so why don't you just try a bunch of different things and see what works for you? But please stop letting fear and the feeling that you're running out of time cripple you. If you want to, like, honestly, if you need like very like concrete technical advice in terms of like career, learn how to code. If you learn how to code, you're gonna make a ton of money. You're gonna have plenty of job opportunities. It's a really easy way. If you're just in it to like find a job and you want to make good money, learn how to code. But if not, just live life and stop letting fear dictate you and understand that you have an ocean of time left. Malola, favorite pre-workout and flavor. That's easy. Total War by Redcon and the Blue Lemonade flavor. I have been using, like, I've used over at least 30 pre-workouts in my life. I love pre-workouts. And yeah, I've narrowed it down to Total War being the best by far. Um, yeah, been using it for the last 4 years. And it's crazy. It's like legal cocaine. I wouldn't recommend it because like it's kind of addicting, and obviously it's not that healthy, but it will get you some gains. And if you're really trying to like go for it in the gym, like that stuff works. So yeah, by far the best pre-workout ever. Majestic. Thank you. I really needed to hear that. That's why I'm here. Hey Lorenz, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. The Costa Rica videos are incredible. Thank you so much, Callum. That really means a lot to me. Unfortunately, I'm back in Belgium now, so the Costa Rica videos are done with. So I hope you guys enjoyed them. It felt good doing those type of videos again. Pumpkin Patch. I don't want to communicate with my sister while she's doing drugs. I feel this way because I'm hurt and angry. Do you think I'm trying to be controlling or is it a boundary? I don't think you're trying to be controlling. Like if your sister is a drug addict, um, I think you have a. I mean, I understand why you feel that way. You should really just like tell her, like really try to get her some help and really make put your best effort forward. But at some point, like I can take you to the water, I can make you drink. So if she does not want to be helped, that's kind of on her. So do your best. Really try to talk some sense into her. Um, but if she remains unwilling to try and kick her addiction, now what type of drugs are we talking about? Because that's maybe important. Because maybe you're exaggerating in a sense. So let me, if she, oh, let me, yeah, just wait for your um, let me wait for your response. Crystal meth. Holy shit. Okay. Yes. I mean, I would go as far as calling the cops on her at that point. If it's crystal meth, like you should definitely get the cops involved. Say because she's gonna die. Dojin, I'm Iranian, which is a bad place for women. Damn, Dojin. Is there any way that you can get out? Like literally, just go to a different country? Sammy, stay blessed. You're the best. God's great. Appreciate it, Sammy. What is your favorite party drug? Honestly, I've gotten to a point where I do not really like parties anymore. It's just not my vibe anymore because I cannot really enjoy parties sober. So then you're just like, anytime that you need a substance or a drug to be able to enjoy something, that should tell you that you're doing something that you don't really like to do in the first place. So I don't really, you know, I learned that lesson about myself that I would go to parties and then initially it would be just alcohol, like I would drink to feel good, to make it fun, but you know, then you're just like it's fun because you're high, because you're under the influence. So that means that it's not really fun at all. Um, I mean, at this point, if I do go to a party, it's just alcohol. I went to a Snoop Dogg concert last night. Literally last night, I was at a Snoop Dogg and D12 concert. And I drank, but then I had 5 beers, and then I was like, alcohol is fun for like the first 2 3 drinks to me, but then I super quickly get that like you know what I mean? Like alcohol used to like take me up, and I would be like, and now I get like, pretty quick after two or three drinks. But then, like, pretty rapidly, I get like, so I don't like it. I really don't like drinking that much. I love having a beer. I love having two beers. That's kind of it. Like, I really don't enjoy getting drunk anymore. Not that I was drunk last night, but even um, like 5 beers is too much for me at this point. But as you all know, I've always really appreciated marijuana, weed. Helped me a lot with my keynote, with my ability to eat, my ability to overcome the dark days after the amputation. Um, but I'm happy you bring it up because I am also now 7 weeks in to not using marijuana at all. So I am basically straight edge at this point, man. So very happy about that. I'm gonna keep pushing that because I figured that it helped me a lot when I needed it to, and I will never talk bad about it. But I'm at a stage right now in my life where it's time to move on. It's time for something new, and it had turned into a way for me to cover up things that I did not like about my life. And it was robbing me of my ambition, and it was making a situation that I would normally would not consider pleasant feel pleasant. And I had to be honest with myself and look myself in look in the mirror and admit to myself that I was abusing it. So I had to make a change, and I did just that, and I'm following through, baby. Does size matter? Not as much as most men think. Majestic nature. Any tips for time management, by the way? Do you prefer to do lists or schedules? I'm trying to fix my life again. I need some tips. I mean, routine. Like, that's just like get a routine. I have a very fixed routine. That gives me freedom. That gives me peace. Just knowing that I know what I'm gonna do. Use a calendar. Like, there's still people out there that don't use a calendar, so just write everything down in your calendar what you're gonna do that day. That's my biggest tip. Calendar usage and routine. Like, don't. There's nothing more stressful to me and like energy robbing than having to figure out the day itself what I'm gonna do when. Sammy, two life hacks to positively change your destiny. Talk to God every day and be humble and generous with people in need. I promise you everything's gonna be alright. Nixel, how to deal with unfairness and being jealous. Does unfairness even exist? I think unfairness is a side effect of the ego, and in the sense that we feel entitled, in the sense that we feel deserving of things because we are us and we are special, and why don't they see it and why don't they recognize it? So unfairness, I guess it does exist, but in most cases when people talk about unfairness, they're just talking about like they feel like they are deserving of more due to the way they perceive themselves in relation to the rest of society. So if you work hard, like that's why I always advise people to try and take matters into your own hands. That's why I love the gym. For example, I also play basketball. I love basketball, but I can have a really good game, and if my team sucks, I'm gonna lose the game. And it's like, fuck, I'm putting all this effort into it, but I can't win because my team is not taking it that serious. And that's why I just play for fun now. I do play competition, but it's like, I had to let go of that. Um, with the gym, it's all on me. If I put in the reps, if I put in the sets, if I put in the protein and the nutrition, my body's going to transform. I can't blame anyone else. So that's why I love the gym. Like, it's all on me. I can't blame anybody else. If I look good, I did that. If I look shitty, I did that too. Same with work and job. Like, if you can, like, try to find a job where you're not that reliant on somebody else. I know I make it sound easy. Um, but if you make yourself the main person responsible for your success and happiness, then there's no such thing as unfairness. Trey, what do you do when it seems like your own siblings are jealous of you? have empathy for them, understand that they're acting and thinking out of a place of insecurity, and understand that there's nothing that you can do to change that, and that it probably means that you are probably objectively better than them or smarter than them or nor capable than them as something. So like take it as a compliment. People never talk down on someone. People never like talk shit about someone that they don't consider a threat or that they don't consider superior. Just think about that. What do you do for a living? This. Speaking of such, if anybody wants to reach out and work with me, I am still offering coaching services. So this is my email. I'm just typing it right now for you guys. It's lorenz.dries@gmail.com. Send me an email if you're trying to work with me and do sessions like these privately. How is your mental health going? A whole lot better now. When I stopped doing the lives 3 months ago, I wasn't burned out, but like I was really I was not happy. I was really tired of that place I was living at. I'm very happy I moved. I've also, like I said, spent 3 weeks in Costa Rica. Now I spend time in Mexico, and I'm excited because I feel like I have unlocked a new chapter of my life. I really needed that time off though, not to do lives anymore. I think if I go back to those old live sessions, I feel like you could see it in me that I was getting annoyed and I was no longer myself. I'm super excited about this year. I got many changes coming, big changes coming. I feel like I've woken up. Also, am I, and and now that I'm basically like on my sobriety journey, if you can call it that, in terms of no longer using marijuana. I feel like I've woken up from a coma in a sense. It's been very liberating. Also very hard sometimes, not gonna lie. Definitely very hard, but in general, I'm very excited and very happy. And I'm rising up to the challenge. Callum, I usually ask heavy questions, but today is simple and short. Can being in a relationship help you find yourself and make faster progress in life? Or is it going to hold me back? 21 and at university. It can definitely help. Dude, don't overthink it. Don't approach it. You can control everything. If you fall in love, if you feel attracted to someone, go and be in a relationship with them. Just don't make kids. That's the only thing you have to do, literally, is do not make kids. The connection seemed unstable for a second. I hope it's fine now. Hope it's fine now. But yeah, people just signed up. Sign back and Woogie, I really find your positivity encouraging for me, especially today. Thank you. Well, Woogie, I feel like Batman coming back to save Gotham. After my absence, I was like, I, I, I'm telling you, I said today is the day. Like I could have done it sooner. Maybe it's because spring is happening, but I just feel like today was the day. I rebuilt the studio here, and I just feel good. Have to get back to work. Have a blessed day. You have a blessed day as well, Pray. Super nice of you to join. Good advice. Was never planning on having children, period. Well, but use protection. Be smart, dog. What happened in Mexico City? Did I miss that vlog? I did not vlog in Mexico City. Didn't really have enough time. As you all know, I like to settle in before I vlog, and it was a short stay, but I loved it. I really like Mexico City. Aaron Cates, what was it like when you heard the cancer diagnosis originally? I'm using it. I'm assuming it was a nightmare to go through, especially in the beginning. When did you start seeing light at the end of the tunnel? Um, okay, so it's a little bit complicated. So you have to understand when when I finally got the cancer diagnosis, I was already having complaints and I was already sick and having issues for more than a year. So something was wrong with my jaw. We didn't know what it was, and they kept saying it wasn't cancer. So when it finally did turn out that it was cancer, I was actually, believe it or not, and I wouldn't lie about this, I was actually relieved. because it was driving me mad that we couldn't find out what was wrong, so we couldn't come up with a plan to fix it. So when they finally told me it's cancer after all, I was like, okay, good. So now we can move forward and amputate this fucker and just like that's because I was really really depressed and stressed out about being stuck in my life because I was stuck with this like unknown disease. Um, so that was actually, and I guess like it was impossible for me to really understand at that point what was going to happen to me. Like I definitely um, miscalculated or underestimated rather the gravity of the situation of a full on jaw amputation. I was like, fuck it, let's just go and do it. Like I thought they would also do a better job at reconstructing it than they did. So that I don't like when people tell me like it's amazing what they can do nowadays. I'm like, they're not that good. Uh, I know that sounds terrible, but like yeah. Well, anyway, so then like I will tell you a little side story, and if the people that have been following the channel for longer, I'm sure they're aware. The first thing I did was actually I called my ex girlfriend. I called her um, to tell her that I received the cancer diagnosis because she was still the person dearest to me and closest to me in my mind at least. And she told me, "Why are you calling me? Like why are you telling me?" And I was like, "Damn!" So that messed me up more than the cancer diagnosis, believe it or not. I've always told myself I would adopt if anything. Nice man, that's very respectable. Erica. Oh, so they didn't know. I thought you had ignored the pain and it turned out to be cancer. No, I mean, I had like a big red, like, festering thing in my jaw for a very long time. And we just thought that it was a cyst that kept coming back. Um, so, yeah, they didn't, yeah, it was, uh, it was tricky. It was very, very tricky. And, um, you have to understand, like, I was up until that point, I was basically working and living abroad, switching countries, switching cities. I was young, up and coming, hungry, and ambitious. And then, because of this thing in my jaw, everything came to a screeching halt. And I was really frustrated by that because I was like, man, I'm losing all this time, wasting all this time. I want to get back into the game. I want to get back to, like, to my job and making a career. So when that all happened, like, it was I just had my mind made up on advancing and fixing the issue. But then obviously I didn't know I was going to be in it for a decade of surgeries and complications and things going terribly wrong. uh, all right, 35 minutes in. Awesome. Keep the questions coming, guys. I'm still here, and on I do intend on doing a lot more of these live sessions again. Aaron Cates, damn bro, much respect to you. You're a very tough guy, dude. Honestly, it comes down to like it's like it's fight or flight. It's what the alternative was literally rolling over and dying. So I just looked at it like I don't really have a choice. I don't really, I better if I don't make it, that's the end of the video game, and I don't know. I always just felt like I guess I always had delusions of grandeur a little bit, and I was just like, this cannot be how my story ends. And then, as you all know, and as I've mentioned in many of my videos, um, I just tried to make it work for me. Hence the whole Wounded Like in YouTube channel. Like YouTube was never my passion. I just figured that I could help others, with what happened to me. I could turn a negative into a positive, make it work for me. Did you quit weed because of paranoia or anything? No, not paranoia. No, 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 no. No, I quit because weed makes you too goddamn comfortable. And it makes you feel like everything is good, even if it's not. And it just turns into a tool to cover up your frustration, to cover up your your anger and your primal feelings of I am no longer happy, something has to happen. Whenever you start feeling like that and you smoke, you're like, it's all good. I was tripping. So it's impossible to make a real change if you're smoking. You need that frustration because you need that fire, you need that drive. Like think about why people immigrated, like crossed the ocean and tried to start a new life in the US, the pilgrims, stuff like that. Because they had a bad life back home and they were like, anything is better than this shit, and they just went for it and crossed the ocean like madmen and embarked on this insane adventure. If they would have smoked weed, they would have stayed their ass at home. Like, this is fine. And that's what weed does to you. It's like weed also makes time just fly by. Getting high watching time fly, Tupac said it. It's like you just like you can smoke your life away. You really can. You really can. And a lot of people do that. And the biggest issue with weed is also that it's like there's this whole community that just treat and again, like I'm not against weed per se. I'm not against people using it, but if as soon as it becomes a chronic thing, as soon as you're using it daily, you're an addict. You're just like an alcoholic. And there's just this entire community that just treats it like medicine. And it's like, oh, yeah, but also no, like if you need it daily to function, that's not that's not good, you know? That's not good. Erica, that ex-girlfriend was cold, never really loved you because if someone loved someone, no matter how long ago, they would not react like that. Yeah, she was Swedish. She had so many issues though. She was fucked up, I'm not gonna lie. But she was a good person. She really, really was. But she just had so many issues, and yeah, it is what it is. Would you say you have reached your potential? Not yet. No, 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 no. I don't feel so. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I have. If they would have smoked weed, they would have not killed so many indigenous people. Well, they never would have gone. That's the thing. People get addicted to medicine too. Yeah, and then and like even calling it medicine, then we circle back to something that I've mentioned many times before, like semantics and the danger of semantics. Like we use these words to try and label things, and like medicine is a good word, drug is a bad word, and it's like, well, but what are we really talking about? So you really have to try to take a step back sometimes and just like look at like what are we really talking about instead of just chalking it up to a word, you know. Okay, we are almost 30 minutes in. Guys, once again, well, one thing, first of all, if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be great. Also, if people are interested in working with me and hiring me as their coach, you can send me an email at lorenz.dries@gmail.com. That is my email, ladies and gentlemen. And if you contact me on there, then we can work something out and we can set up a private conversation through video. Aaron Cates, yes, my lord. I like that, man. It makes you feel like a Sith Lord. I'm still heavy on the Star Wars books, by the way. Oh, hold on, just getting this email. Interesting. Okay, I just received a very good email. Nice. Very nice. Life is good, guys. Change is happening. It is happening. Oh man. Yeah. I wish I could yeah, say something about what I'm talking about, but I cannot do that just yet. Hopefully, sooner than later, I can. So let's see. Okay, guys. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I'll maybe even do a second session today. If not today, I will be back soon. Um, and yeah, I sorry guys, I'm blanking. I'm just distracted by the email I just got. Um, just want to say thank you for being here. There will be more of these once again. If you want to contact me, this is my email. And life is great, and I'll be back. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.